So I kind of went crazy on the fixturing here, but it's kind of hard to weld this thing up. So you can see we got a whole lot going on here. Made the square frame first. I actually cut those out. I had to cheat a little bit. This is under a lot of pressure right now because it was missing it, so I clamped it and I bent it to come up and meet. So it's not perfect, but you can force metal to bend a little bit here and there. So right now it's under a lot of pressure, but it's got 2 welds on it, so that shouldn't fail. But it's under a lot of torsion right now. So this is our basic bottle frame support, and then I'll have little tab things coming out, and we'll have some kind of support here and here, and we're going to have springs come over and hook onto a hook, and that should keep the tanks captive. So we'll have maybe a 2 or 3 inch tab sticking out like this, and then the spring will come and snap onto that. So that's what I'm thinking. I know I probably shouldn't be thinking that, but that's what I'm thinking. And now we have to do a mock fit on the caddy and see how good we matched up. So I'm going to put this on pause real quick, and then we're going to move over to the caddy. Okay, now we're at the caddy, so you should be able to see the intent from here. So again, the plate is missing at the moment. It's over there, but it'll be installed at some point. What we're just trying to do is we're trying to get a feel for our mock-up and to see how lined up our tubes are. There's the other support tube there, so we need to be lined up with them because we're going to put a screw through there, and each one of these is going to get a screw, and it's really quite good. It's really quite good for the kinds of precisions that I have in my garage. This is very good. So what I can do now is I can finish up dressing these welds and making it strong. You can see this one's going to want to give. This one will want to let go, but we'll fix that because he's under a lot of stress right now. And then I guess we'll see where or how much tab I need for the spring based on the bottle. So we'll have to mock up how that part goes with the spring and how much travel the spring has. I don't want too much travel on the spring because it'll fatigue the spring, but we'll and it'll be too hard to close it if it's not the right distance. So we don't want it to be too hard to close. We just want it to keep the bottle from flopping around. And I'm opting for spring instead of chain because the spring will actually put tension on the bottle. So we'll see how that goes. I know it's not conventional, but I'm not being conventional. I'm just being silly. So we'll see how that goes. Probably not well, but hopefully this will get done and cleaned up, and then I can paint it and put the holes in. And once this is done, then it'll be a module that will later be able to bolt onto the subframe when the subframe is done. So this will be waiting and ready to bolt on like a kit module when the subframe is done, because the subframe is going to take a lot longer than this frame. I just whipped this out in about a half hour. So you can see you can make a lot of progress really quickly on smaller modules, but bigger things where you have to cut and measure and cut and measure and weld and cut and measure, they take a lot longer. So we'll get this thing finished and play with the tanks, see what the tanks tell us about the spring length, and we'll go from there.